Samore Love Bugs, what's up, what's going on? So today I'm gonna do this video just a little bit different because last night I didn't feel like, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I did not feel like doing any videos. I was tired, I had family come over, friends come over, and it was like, girl, and I did laundry on Sunday and I just didn't feel like sitting down and actually like taking notes and stuff like that, because it's different when you take notes as opposed to when you're sitting down and just chilling and watching a movie or a show. And so I did watch it, and I didn't take any notes, so this is gonna be kind of like off the top of my head or whatever, but I'm gonna just tell you guys exactly like what I thought. So it's gonna be three things that I'm gonna talk about. The first one's gonna be the whole Karrueche Fix My Life. I just wanted to say my thoughts on that. And then it's going to be about Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about Blood, Sweat, and Heels. Guys, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I will be doing recaps of Blood, Sweat, and Heels as well if you guys are interested, as well as Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm thinking about doing Marriage Boot Camp again. I did it the first time around when Tanisha was in it. But now it looked like it's going to be torn up. Like, you seen all them people. What's the freaking girl name? I ain't even going to say all their names. But yeah, it looked like it's going to be freaking good. So, I'm thinking about it. Anyway, so with Karrueche Fix My Life, with Ayana, I felt like Karrueche should have practiced with her manager before she said, okay, I'm ready to come on here and talk to Ayana. Because Ayana, she's like tough. She's like the mother of the, the woman of the church who does not let you go ahead and say whatever it is that you want to say and just get away and fly with it. There were some parts that didn't really make sense when I think Karrueche had said something like, oh, I wanted him to, I loved him for the way he was, or she said something along those lines, and then Ayana kind of switched up her words and was like, oh, you made a mistake because you wanted him to be the way you wanted him to be, but she never said that. I was like, wait, hold on, Ayana, are you really listening to her, or are you just trying to come at her right now? Because it seems kind of like you're trying to make her look stupid because you see that she's thinking so much. It's like she was really, I felt like she was really trying to put up some type of filter, but it's like, girl, you're the one who called Ayana. And she made sure in the beginning of the interview that she told everybody, okay, Karrueche, you called me here. She made sure because I was thinking in my head, like, wow, Ayana saw that they broke up, that he had a baby, and she was like, you know what, I'm going to call her up and try to do an interview. No, it wasn't like that. It was Karrueche that did it. So I feel like Karrueche should have been better prepared and kind of knew more so what she was getting herself into before she signed up for this. And then her managers tried to cut things down and say, oh no, they didn't like the direction that she was going in. And then I felt like the part with Christina Milian, that was irrelevant. Like, what was the purpose of that? She didn't even really say anything. It's like she was another one that was like really filtering herself. It seemed like she didn't really want to say anything to offend her boy Chris Brown, because maybe she's like, you know what, I might be able to do a collab with him or something. I don't want to mess up my chances because he got talent. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like that was irrelevant. That didn't need to even be shown. Yes, that's her friend, but she's like, I stay out of her business. So she may not be the best friend to come to when you need advice for something, because it seems like she tries to stay out of her love life. Or maybe she just didn't want to talk about it. Because, real friends, they don't want to say the wrong thing and then you be mad at them. So maybe she was just kind of trying to filter what she was saying. Or maybe she just stayed out of it. It's different types of friends. There are friends that are your turn-up friends. You have your friends that are your real friends that will tell you, he is not good for you. You need to leave him. But if you're not going to listen anyway, after a while, they just get tired and they don't want to say anything. What else? So with that, I just felt like she was not really prepared for that. And it just seemed like Ayana was just, her goal in this whole thing was to try to break her down and get her to realize, okay, everything's not a laughing, joking matter. Everything cannot be pushed under the rug and swept. You're the one who did this to yourself because you allowed it. Because there was a moment when she said that he told her that he was seeing Rihanna and this and that, but she didn't want to believe it. So you knew this, so why the hell you complaining, talking about you was in this love triangle and this and that? No, girl, you just admitted that you knew what was going on. How you gonna say the boy told you what was going on and you allowed it to go down? So that's your fault. So I think Ayana kind of brought all those things up and made her see what it was that she was doing wrong. And I feel like next person Karrueche gonna be with, if she, which might be Chris Brown once again, because how many times she done broke up with him? I think maybe, just maybe, the whole baby thing might have been the hard line for her. But I don't know. We'll see. That's still, I don't know, because they done made her break up so many times. But this time it might be a little more serious because she actually went on this show. But didn't she go on something else before where she was crying and she still got back with him? What was it, 106 in Park, or was it Oprah? It was some show she went on and she was doing the same thing. She was crying and stuff. Or am I thinking about Rihanna? But anyways, yeah. So I feel like whoever she's with next time around is probably going to be a celebrity, just because that's what she's used to now. It's like you start off with somebody big time. You're not going to go back to some Joe Schmo at the end of the day, because now you done got celebrity through him. You know, you became famous kind of through association, as Ayana had said. It's messed up to say it, but it's pretty much the truth, because nobody ain't know you and nobody would have known you without Chris, without CB. All right, so now we're done with that. Let's move on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So some of the points that kind of stuck out to me was that Claudia, out of all people, was the person that was like the peacemaker out of this whole thing. And that kind of just, it baffled me, just because I feel like she tends to make jokes about people a lot, and she's just as guilty as everybody else. Maybe the only thing that I feel like she's a little bit, she doesn't have as much of a history as everybody else does. That's like the main difference. But I don't know, I just couldn't really take her seriously. I do like the fact that she kind of made amends with Phaedra. That seemed genuine. And but when Phaedra was like, oh, I'm not going to discuss that with you, I was like, dang, shut down. Like, Phaedra would tell you straight up, but then she kind of softened it up and just let her know the reason why. You know, she doesn't like to tell her business. And anybody who knows Phaedra would know that she'll let you know what she wants you to know. Anything else, she's not going to do. Cynthia and Phaedra, I don't know where that's going. As she said, she's a Scorpio and she ain't trying to let that go. But I do feel like her being able to make amends or have this nice relationship with Nene, she should definitely be able to go back and have a relationship with Cynthia. Because Cynthia said one thing. I guess because it's the fact that it made her look so bad and like a whore and stuff like that, and gave her arch enemy some type of ammo against her. Maybe that's the reason why she's so pissed off. But Nene done said a whole ton load of things about her husband, about her family, about this and then that. So I would say if you, and the same thing that Candy said, if you can go back and be cool with her and trust her, then you should definitely be able to trust Cynthia as well. We're not even necessarily trust her, but forgive her. And when Cynthia said that she apologized, she was just looking like, okay, let's move on. I was like, dang, that hurt. I would have got pissed off. I'd have knocked some stuff off the table like, nah. You ain't gonna make me look stupid up here. Did you hear what I said? Like, I just apologized to you. That takes a whole lot. Especially for me, that takes a whole lot. Like, yeah, I don't even know, honey. Who else? Oh, Kenya, she's trying to make amends. That was pretty cool as well to see her. It looks like they're going to have like a little one-on-one where they're really actually talking and listening to each other. So that's going to be nice to see. I actually felt a little bad for Kenya at some points because I felt like Phaedra was kind of brushing her off. And I don't usually feel bad for Kenya at all because she starts a whole lot of mess. But I do feel like even if she means it or not, or if she means it just for the moment, she is attempting and trying to just make things a little more peaceful when they're all together. And that's all that they're asking for. So Nene, she couldn't go to the trip because of the clotting issue that she had. And then some of them are making jokes about it. Like, who made jokes? I think it was Kenya and was it Claudia? I don't even remember. But I know like Kenya was one of them. But I'm like, at the end of the day, you know that is a serious issue that she has. So she's going to stay local and do whatever it is that she needs to do. She can't be on no plane for 20 hours, 18 hours, going halfway across the country when that's what got her into that situation in the first place. once you get like a embolism, that can go into your heart. You know what I'm saying? Once it gets into your heart, you done. So, or you would have to go to the hospital, get surgery. Like, it's no joke. You can get a myocardial infarction after that. Like, you can get a heart attack. Like, there's so many things that can happen just from having those little clots, like, rolling around into your system. So, that's definitely nothing to joke or laugh about. And those were, like, the main things with that. Their hotel looks really nice. And, yeah, that's the highlights of that. So, yeah, I'm happy I didn't really review it anyway. And lastly, we're going to talk about Blood, Sweat, and Heels. So, you know, I love the new intro, the little commercial trailer that they have going on. It's freaking excellent. So we learned some new things. Micah, she's still herself. I don't know. They didn't really talk about her drinking, but I don't know if she drinks still the same way she used to, as much as she did. She let go of, what was his name again? I used to call him the butler. What was his name? Terry the butler, was that him? She let go of him because supposedly he lied, not just about him being in a 20-year relationship before while he got with her, but also about finances and his background. So I don't know, maybe he was locked up, maybe he either got more money than he said or got much less than he said. It's either one or the other. So she's no longer with him. Her mother seems like she actually does like him, but her mother was like, I want you to be happy. That's the main thing. Like, just not just to be with somebody, just to be with them. So that's pretty cool. And Michael, I love how she is. You know, she's just a free-spirited person, and she's not going to change for anybody. And I love that. You can only be yourself. You shouldn't try to tone down yourself. I mean, maybe in certain places we see her do some crazy things, but, you know, that was mixed up with the liquor. But her real personality without the liquor, or a little less liquor, much less liquor, I like it. Who else we have? Geneva, she moved into a new place in Wall Street, trying to be with the big dogs. And she says she pays more than she paid when she lived in Harlem. But Harlem, I think, if I remember, did they show her place? I mean, just knowing how Harlem is in my head, Harlem is it would have been much bigger. And she said she's paying more, so you would have definitely got more house than you get living in Wall Street. She got like this little, like, this room is her house. Like, seriously, dude? And you're paying mad money for that? I couldn't see it. It's probably more than my rent, and I have everything, you know? It's crazy. And, I mean, it's all about location here in New York. And I just feel like that wasn't really the best choice for her to move. But, I mean, maybe she's trying to look for a little Wall Street boo thing. Or she's also conjuring up all of the Wall Street stuff that goes down in there, you know, with the big money. Maybe she's trying to attract that into her life or whatever. Do you, boo? She's getting her furniture now, and I don't know. There's something about her attitude. I don't be feeling her a lot of times. It's, yeah. Melissa Ford, she's still gorgeous. She was actually holding on to the fact that Daisy wasn't really like hanging out with her, wasn't really trying to do things with her anymore. But Daisy had a real reason why she wasn't doing these things. Also from that, damn, I forgot the other girl's name. I didn't write it down. You know who Demetria. I didn't write it down, but it just came to me because I thought of my hair. Demetria, she's getting married. She's not affectionate at all. They have like a weird relationship, but it works. And it's a good look for them. They're both like similar, and they both kind of like feed off of each other's energy and vibe. So they seem like a nice little couple. Hopefully they last or whatever. And so back to Daisy. So Daisy, when they finally meet up, Daisy reveals to her that she has cancer. She has stage 3 cancer. And when she first told Micah, I was tearing up. Then when she told Melissa started crying. I was over here like, you know, I was watching, it was just falling down. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I mean, that's terrible. I hope that all goes well for her at the end of the show. And, you know, I did notice that she tends to kind of brush it off so that she can be strong. And I know she doesn't really want to tell people because she doesn't want people to look at her differently, doesn't want people to feel bad or sorry for her or anything like that. She just wants to live her life to the fullest and continue to pray and live by her faith. And I definitely commend her for still being on the show and still working so hard to reach her goals that she had set. She's trying to be on, what is it, ABC. She's trying to do her thing on Good Morning America or whatever it is. And, you know, I commend her for that. And it must be taking a toll on her body and everything. And her hair still looks gorgeous. Makeup still looks gorgeous. And it's a good thing that she did go to the hospital. And, you know, that's something that kind of is like an alert to all of us, even though we may not want to, because, you know, me, I'd be like, oh my gosh, wait, the doctor, it seems like they're always going to tell you something crazy, but you got to go and get those checkups, because if it wasn't for a makeup artist telling her that her eyes were looking kind of yellow, and yellow is usually, especially your eyes, like they were really, really like a yellowish green color, which is not really normal at all. That's like either jaundice or something with your liver is usually shown through your eyes. So that's exactly what it was. She had cancer of the liver. They took it, no, they had a tumor. Then when they went back in to check it again after they took out the tumor, they saw that she had cancer, and it was stage 3. It had spread. So they're working on her, giving her radiation and all these things, but it's definitely got to be hard for her to do the radiation and everything else that she has to do, and still be working so hard. Yeah, but she's definitely keeping on her happy face and not really showing the fact that it has to be, you know, affecting her emotionally, because that's something that's a drastic change in your life. But, you know, she's putting on that mask, that face, and just continuing to go on. You don't want to, because if you don't do that, you'll just cry, and you'll just be home depressed and everything like that. So luckily she has things like work and friends to keep her going. So yeah, once again, hopefully everything works out well. I'm hoping by the end of the season that we hear good news about her. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about it down below. And if you are interested in Blood, Sweat, and Heels and what you thought about it, or any of the other shows that I mentioned. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.